Hello friends, this is Umesh, and here in this video we will going to design a schematic for our printed circuit board. So this is the second video from the video tutorial series of Eagle CAD to design a printed circuit board. So let's begin with creating a schematic. So very first what we have to do is we have to create a fresh new project. So once you open up the Eagle CAD, it will look something like this. And to create a new project, you have to go to projects, and inside there is a Eagle folder. So right click on Eagle and hit on new project. So this will create a new project for us. So give it a name. In this case, it's a voltage regulator. Okay, so this is the name of our circuit. So now we have created our project, so we would have to give the meaningful description for the project. So right click on the project that we have created and hit on edit description. So in the edit description it will take the HTML syntax, so we can give it the bold, and again we can give the name voltage regulator circuit, and then close and then hit on OK. So right now we have created a project called a voltage regulator, because we have been designing a printed circuit board that will convert a 12 volt from DC wall adapter to 5 volts, so that we can power up our breadboard circuit. So the next step is to add the schematics. So hit right click on the project voltage regulator, and in the new there is a schematic, so hit on the schematic and it will pop you up this schematic sheet. So first thing we have to do is to go to file and hit on save as, and again give it the name. So the name will be voltage regulator again. Okay, and hit on save. So right now we have created a schematic, and with the name of voltage regulator.sch is the extension for the schematic file. So the next step is to enable or maybe turn on the grid. So hit on this grid symbol and then turn on this radio button. And right now it's a 0.1 inches and it is fine for me. So I just hit on OK. So right now you can see grid on my screen. So the next step is we need to take the components that we need for our circuit. So hit on this add button, add a component. So as soon as I hit the add, it will pop up the new window. This is the component, or you can call it as a part library. So we need to search for the components, and it's a 7805 is the linear voltage regulator IC, and the one that I will be using is this one. Okay, this works pretty fine for me, so I'm gonna use this one and put it into the center. Okay, so right now I have this 7805 chip, so let me go and zoom fit is an option that will enable us to give it the proper it actually fits the components into the sheet. So the next thing is we need to add a couple of more components. So the next one perhaps is the jack, DC jack, and the one that I will be preferring is DC J0202. So let me put this in here. Okay, so we need few more components, so let me go back and I would search for a diode, which we need. So it's a 1 and 4004. Actually I'm using 4007, but since I don't have the part in the library, I can use the footprint from the symbol. Okay, then hit on OK and let me use 4 diodes, and so that will be fine for me. So right now I have taken the 4 diodes, and I go back to the components, and the next thing we need is we need a switch, and the switch that we will be using is an on-off switch. So it's called PVA2R, and I hope I would get this. Okay, so right now we have this switch, and that I will be using. So choose the switch and then hit on OK, and right now you have the switch. So let me put the switch in here, and that's it. So the next step is we need to go and add few more components, and the one that we are interested in, the capacitor, that is the electrolytic capacitor. So the one that I'm interested in right now is this one. So let me choose the component here and then hit on OK, and let me add the capacitor. Okay, so I go back and I use a few more components. I search for few more components. 0805 is a footprint that I would prefer for other components. So let me go back to this library and I take this capacitor. Okay, 0805 footprint, and let me take this few more here. Okay, so I go back and that's it. So it looks pretty cool, but what I'm gonna do is, instead of this, I would delete this components, and I would going to add something else here, a capacitor, but this one. Okay, chip capacitor. So just add few more that I want here, and let me go back to the component library, and what I need is I need a fuse here, and I think I would go and search for more specific the fuse that I'm looking for. So it's a PTH because we will be using through hole. So let me choose the through hole component, and let me add this fuse here. Okay, and I go back to the component library back again, and part list, and then I will search for 0805. I'm looking for inductor actually, but yeah, so here is the 0805 footprint and inductor. So let me choose this one and put it here. So the next one is I need a resistor, so I need a LED as well. So let me take the LED first. I use the cheap LED with the footprint 0805. So let me put this. Okay, and then go back to the part library, and then I'm gonna take the resistor. I only need one resistor, and I think this would be okay with me. So okay, that's fine. So what else I need to add in here is the pin header. So I will search for pin HD, and it will bring me to, okay, so instead of Adafruit I would going to use this one. Okay, so I have this pin header here. Okay, so what else remaining? We need to add the power components, power supply components. So let me search for supply, and I would have few more here in the selection. So let me take the 5 volt, one 5 volt, and one ground that I want in here. So one ground. Okay, so I think now we have everything that we need for our schematic, and we will now place it properly and then connect the circuit. So let me go back and just cancel these things, and I would like to connect these components properly, and for that I have to use this net. So hit on net button here, and then connect this diode first. Okay, so let me add this. Let me connect this. Let me make it a little bit long so it would be easy for us to optimize. Now it's connected. The next step is to connect this DC jack to supply. So here it is. Let me first short this 2 and 3 pins of the DC jack and then connect it to the pin in here. And now it's done. It asks me that whether I want to short this $5 and $4, and hit OK and say that you are okay with that. And the next step is to connect the switch. So the switch pin here, and with this I think I would like to move a little bit to move the part. what you need to do is you can choose the entire switch here and then move and move group, and you can now see it's been connected. So what we're gonna do right now, I would like to move a little bit this capacitor and this capacitor as well. So before I connect, and then I go back and choose the net class back again, and then connect this way, and then it goes straight direct to the input pin of the 7805 chip, and then let me connect this pin as well. Okay, so it seems pretty cool, but I think I'm not happy with a few components here, so let me select them again. Okay, so uh, let me see if I can move them. Right click and move group, and I can put them a little bit aside. So what I need to do right now is I have to place this capacitor properly, and so I think here they looks pretty good, so that's okay. So now it's look a little bit better than previous ones, so let me move it a little bit here, so we have some room to work around. So let me go back to the net again and connect this all things. So let me first connect this fuse. Okay, so the next step is I need to wire up this to the resistor, and then this capacitor. Okay, and then move it here. Okay, so now the most of the things is done. The only thing left is right now to connect this resistor and LED. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, so I would prefer to take this ground button in here and put it here, so it looks a little bit better. And let me go back to net again and connect this pin. Okay, so it again asks that whether we want to merge the $3 and the ground, and we want to merge it, so let me press on yes, and now it's fine. So there are a couple of things that we need to do here at this place. Let me move this block here, and this will be the 5 volt that we need. So let me take this 5 volt plus 5 volt and go to net again, and let me connect this 5 volt to here, hit on OK, and now that's fine. It looks like your circuit is complete. We'll got to connect this one, so let me do this. Okay, so what we are doing here is we have this header, okay, and we would going to take the input voltage, and there are three pins to the header, and one is the input voltage, that is a 12 volts from our wall adapter. Then another one is the 5 volt that we need to power up our breadboard circuit, and the third one is a ground pin, so that we can use this pin further more from our circuit board. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this net and make one wire, and I would like to label it as, so hit on this label button and click on this net, okay, and $6, and to give the name to this we have to go to the name, okay, and hit on this $6, and it will ask us to give the name to the pin, and I want to give it a name Vin, that is the input voltage, and then I take this in here. Okay, so I think that's wrong. I have to choose the net class first. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this pin. Okay, so another one is like okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the duplicate the components, copy this 5 volt, because I need one 5 volt here. Okay, and I need one ground here, so let me put this here and go to net again and connect them back. So okay, so this pin, pin number 2 is a 5 volt plus 5 volt coming from here, and then 3 is a ground that we can use to power up our external circuit. But we have to give the pin number 1 to the VIN. So what we need to do is we need to give it the name. I mean, we can add the label here to the pin first and $3 and give it the name so that this VIN will connect to this pin number 1. So let me go to the name, okay, and click on $3, okay, and give it the same name as VIN so that this VIN and this VIN pin will be connected internally. Okay, so it will ask us whether we want to connect $3 with VIN pin, a wire, net, and we say yes, we want to connect them. So just hit on yes, and that's okay. So right now we have done everything what we need to do. So the next step is to give it the name to each and every component, a meaningful name, so that when we design our board layout, then we would be knowing that what is the components, the name of the components, and what are the values. So let me first give it the name to the component. So let me go back and choose the name and hit on the component. So this is PWR. It's for the power, because this DC jack is to power up the socket. So let me give it the name power, and then this D1, D2 is okay, but the one more thing that I want to change it here, no, I think that's fine. So next step is to change the value, set the proper value. So this will be like 1N4007. So this is the diode that I will be using. So I just copy this one and set this. So you have 1N4007 and give the same value to every diode. Okay, so now I'm okay with the right value of each and every diode in here, and so that's okay. So the next step is to give the value for the C1 capacitor, and the C1 is electrolytic capacitor of having the value 1000 microfarad, and it could be like 35 volts. If you want, you can give, otherwise you would not give it. I'm okay with the 1000 microfarad, and let me hit on okay, and now you have the value to the C1, and the same thing we have to do, give it the value to C2, and the C2 is 100 nanofarad for this circuit. Okay, so let me hit on okay. Then C3 and C4, again it's 220 microfarad is okay in this case, and for C4 I would like to give it 100 nanofarad. Okay, so now every capacitor on our schematic has the right footprint and right value. So the next step is to give the value for this inductor, and this inductor will be somewhere around 1 microhenry. Okay, so let me give that. Here in this case you can change it if you want, but you can, it could be like 500 milliampere. I can give it the 0.5 ampere. That's okay. Then the value for resistor is we want to give it 740 ohm, and this will be a 3 millimeter, I think. Okay, so give it the name, give it the value for this LED, and this will be green. I would use the green, and I also would like to change the name of this LED one. It doesn't sound good, so I would just keep it LED because we only have the one LED in this entire circuit. So it looks a little bit cool right now, and everything is set, and I think everything seems to be connected right now. So let me go back and hit on this upper menu bar button. There is an option called zoom to fit. So I have click that, and everything looks cool. So our schematic is ready. Now we are ready to create a printed circuit board for our schematic. So in the next video, we will going to create a PCB file. So from that PCB file, we would going to generate the Gerber files so that we can create the output files, Gerber files, and send it to the manufacturer so that we can get our board uh, designed and ready to use into our project. So I hope you will find this video educational and entertaining. Don't forget to watch the next video where we will um, design a printed circuit board. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.